And I'm just gonna say a quick hello everyone, it's Simona Psycho. No, just kidding, it's Spragmaster tonight. We are going to be doing something a little different tonight. And instead of our normal Mizu campaign we run Saturday nights every other Saturday night, we're just gonna go over a little bit of a recap for one or more episodes. We'll see how far we go. But as you can see here, we've got from the Gods Among Us campaign, also the DM of the Mizu campaign, Mystic Murray, or Fallen, however you know him best. Then we got right below him is Raleigh Van Maris, if I remember correctly. I don't remember everyone's last name, but his PNG just disappeared. And then right below Raleigh, we have our friend Xenon. Don't remember his last name either, or quite well if he does have one. Do you have one, Xenon? Ramsey, okay. And then of course, we have right above me, one and only Lord Time, who is also plays Sadior in the Gods Among Us campaign. This is obviously going to be quite different and quite scuffed because it just got thrown together tonight. But we wanted to still give something for this evening. You click that far. Echo LLC Dungeon.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Tales of Mizu. This is a story based in the lands of Mizu.
Obviously, I'm not going to sit here through the full intro because we've heard that how many times now?
Today, we'll be taking part in our entrance exams. You have all been accepted, but this will tell us where your place within the college is and what your abilities are.
I already have a note. Did we ever truly find out where we are in the college? Are you sure about that? Yes, but I'm saying, did anyone ever truly get placed? Exactly.
Right now, I would like to take the time for everyone to start introducing themselves.
How about now?
Okay. It was
How about now?
Clearly had to reconnect it there.
okay. It was you guys
hear
weren't
you.
able to hear me, were you?
No,
Yeah.
not at all.
Where did I cut out at? The stream got all of that.
You just introduced yourself.
Your turn. Now everyone is paying attention.
And hey, even the best ones screw it up all the time, or often.
Hello there. My name is.
Essentially a capture the flag of. Well,
I quite like this one.
what we'd usually do here today is introduce you to the teachers, but there have been some things going on, and they are all currently busy out tending to matters.
Also, just a quick note for you guys, like if you hear something and we'll just yell pause for it, and I'll pause it. Oh. One second, actually. Just notice it's for some reason not picking guys' audio hold. All right, application, add existing Discord. Okay, speak, guys.
Hello. Hello.
All right. We'll just pretend that the first little bit never happened.
I mean, you.
Stream heard me talking. How you doing, guys? We've been talking nonsense. Just making a couple small notes here and there, though. Nothing big yet.
So I want to tell you guys that your first task today will be essentially a capture the flag of sorts, but flags will be on you. One person per group will be given a flag, and you must do whatever you can to protect it. The groups have already been decided, but for now, I just wanted to give you guys some time to intermingle while we get everything set up and prepared for that.
Simona has a mage hand and has it raised like his own hand.
Just kind of looks at him.
Miss Dean, Mama Dean, if you may.
Yes, Simona.
Who's the centaur way over there? He's just kind of hanging out. It seems.
Well, if you almost not have been listening during the very beginning. That is Felix. And you guys look over and you see Felix, and he
What?
How do you guys feel about Felix? Xenon, you haven't got a chance to meet Felix yet, have you?
No, I didn't.
Oh my god. The back-flipping centaur.
Dude, I keep on forgetting that he's like still alive because I keep on confusing him
know.
for another character that died. It's like, oh, I keep on thinking it's him. I ain't seen him in so long. It's been a minute.
Man's just said spoilers without saying spoilers.
Well, I just said it wasn't any of the playable characters, and he didn't really have any in his story, anyways.
How do you know?
How do you know?
Well, for what I know of right now, I don't know this character. I don't know his actual name.
You don't know if he's alive or not right now. Is the true, honest point, though. It's if you later on, if we get to the episode or not, if we actually cover it at the time, we are in like the middle of one of the conversations. The new dean does mention Felix and Professor Gaston and Clock, but you know that the Clock dude, he did die. He's passed away.
Yeah, I do remember that.
But that was his name. I could
That's why you guys need your live stream, guys.
Yeah, and also you guys better subscribe.
And check out the Patreon.
Right.
It just immediately does a complete backflip right in front of you guys. And he marches over and goes, "Hello, I am Felix. Nice to meet you."
Oh, Felix, I'm Glorton.
Now, I know.
Oh God, Lord.
hearing it for the
Yeah, wait till you randomly hear yourself singing. Editing that stream was funny because I forgot it happened. God, it was so loud. I was like, "Oh my ears! What the heck?"
Oh shit!
So,
Jesus.
One small note for those that are watching currently. Definitely can't see this. Felix the Centaur is, to put it nicely, fat as fuck.
Yes.
Wait, you could pan over to the
I
Discord.
was
and
just
look at
like,
Him.
show him
Yeah,
Felix. Just
and
pop
you
up
drag,
the,
and you drag the image.
just pop up
it's
the
in
image.
I think it's in the Mizu assets or something like that.
It's true.
And that's also saying if they haven't watched the shorts, there are a few shorts that he's in, and his PNG's front center of it.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
So
He's a chonkers.
Mr. DM's having him do a backflip, presumably without a roll. I don't know if he actually had him roll for it.
Nope. As far as we're aware,
But-
he just
Well,
came up and
Now
flipped.
that
The size of that
Now
belly
that the-
button.
Dude,
now that the time has passed, I could reveal to you guys that he did roll for this, and he actually got an 18.
Yo. Fat Centaur for the win.
So
I remember it specifically because it was my check for it was a 15, and I was gonna have him fall down and roll still gracefully because of his high dex. But I did roll for this.
So I would call this the centaur that defies logic.
man just backflipped because he was like, I don't even understand how he got off the ground. Seriously, look at his image and tell me you're like, yeah, this guy could definitely do a backflip.
You should see his character sheet. It's also really interesting. Putting this character together was really fun. I like Felix. Felix is one of my favorites of the NPCs that live within the realm of Mizu.
Anywho, it's unfortunate we haven't seen much of him.
Well, hello, strange little guy.
Oops. You're quite the big boy, aren't you?
Yes, you see, this large tummy allows me to do wonderful singing.
Oh,
Oh, can you sing me a song?
I was going to ask the same.
Let's save that for another time.
Missed opportunity.
Oh.
I was looking forward to a new song.
He starts galloping back over here because he likes just doing his backflips, and you see him while he's out there. He's just dancing around, performing.
Pretty good.
Wow, he's really energetic.
Pretty good backflips for a big centaur.
Does his
I
head hurt?
didn't think he was gonna backflip out.
I didn't think it was possible.
Excuse me, guys. Did you guys forget about me?
Also, let's take note.
This is the guy that's dead.
That is Kid Lord. We're not getting that as much as we used to. Hopefully we see him again soon, though.
Facts. The voice has gotten way deeper over time.
Voice is redding up a lot.
It's
savoring.
I was like, it's hard
Yeah.
to switch between the two. I'm not even gonna lie. Like going back and forth, it's just hard to get that transition.
Bollock.
Yeah, that's a big thing about D&D, isn't it? Like, it's fine for a lot of people to run one character for X amount of time, but a lot of people do struggle to run two or more characters within certain groups. They'll have their characters bleed over. It's an interesting thing.
That's why DMing can be quite a job.
Yeah.
Because you have a ton of characters.
You are literally all the characters that aren't the PCs.
Exactly.
If you want a fully fleshed out world, dude, like you need to have a lot of NPCs. You do.
Even if they got no name.
Exactly.
Really.
I will name like Balzar got named on the fucking spot. And you guys love that, man.
Same thing with over on Gods Among Us, Balinor. He was nothing at first, except just some random character at the bar in your city. He was literally not supposed to be anything.
We made him. We made it.
He ended up not only being somebody with a name, he ended up being understood as a unfortunately failed adventure, as well as giving you guys passage to the next location.
And then like there's the entire like other side note of the fact that like going back from like where we are now to here to like episode 1, it's really nice to be able to see like where the players and themselves, how far they've came as like being able to do the role playing. Like right out the gate, you can tell already. Like with me, Rally hasn't said a word the entire session yet, and I didn't start speaking until probably halfway through like episode 2.
Yeah, you definitely took a while to warm up to being the character that you were and like speaking as that and not because I will admit with Mizu I'm giving you guys like a crash course for beginners is how I talk about it with like Sprig and Red and veteran players like for all the very new people who are just now starting D&D. It was a way to like really get you accustomed to how the combat worked at first, and then still moving you through how to do role play within the first 2 episodes. That was a big goal of mine. And I think you guys have taken really well to it. So I'd like to call it a success.
And all I can say is I know he ain't here. We may have lost one Dragonborn, but we kept the coolest of the 2.
You right.
That's right. That's
Just
right.
in look alone, I mean, I'm not going to speak about our. Yeah, I'm not going to speak of Echo shenanigans, but this one is
no drama.
This one did leave the campaign for
yellow.
reasons what not to mention. But as soon as this design came up, I loved it.
And I love Justin's design. It's great.
Clog.
Oh,
Guys. Hello.
I think his name. Oh yeah, it was Clog then, wasn't it?
I'm
I
easily the
think I
smartest
changed his
person.
name multiple times because I actually spelled it really weird. This is another thing you probably will notice. This man's name didn't actually stay the same.
But there was a few reasons why it wasn't allowed to stick either. As soon as who was it that did it?
Here. I highly doubt
Get one,
but okay.
You.
Yeah. You see, I have wonderful grades, and I take much pleasure in my study.
Oh,
I like sarcastically clap.
have you been here before?
No, this is my first time here at
The
Mizu, but
original
I am
Lord voice
transferred
was
over
so
from
great,
another
man.
school.
We need that back.
What are you guys talking about? I'm right here.
I think you gotta like just to like in truth, if you get stuck more in the Glord voice than you do your Sadior voice, I would be okay with that personally, even though I'm the DM of your Sadior voice.
He said, "I will gladly take Glord over Sadior."
It's not even that. It's because like Sadior leans mostly towards your natural voice already. So the fact that you have Glord as, which is definitely not your natural voice. It's more, that's part of why it's a little bit more entertaining, because it's clear that I think anybody could listen first time not knowing who you are. And they could pick up that you're doing a voice and it's actually an entertaining voice.
Yeah.
Not
I'll
very
be
well.
a
Not
little
very
more
big, but
Glord time.
everyone there was
okay?
so beneath me, I had to
Sounds
find my
good.
way here.
Glord time.
Sounds
Okay.
So you're used to people being under you? We'll get used to being under people.
Ah.
And have
Yeah.
we get them.
You sound
my
like
good
you sound like the bullies.
Who are you again?
Bullies. Who's a
I
bully?
am Clock Smush.
Clock,
Yeah.
what?
Later, am I right?
I master in the arts of being a barbarian, but I do take pleasure in my studies.
I just have this.
Interesting.
An intelligent barbarian.
Did you just hear a yell out from the dean saying,
So that I did take a note or notice of what you were talking about, where you kind of almost weren't sure of his name yourself there, Fallen. Oh, I think he's dead.
He's muted.
Yep. No, I did. It's because he's an ogre. He's part ogre. And due to that, and him being an intelligent barbarian, I had to give him a really weird name, like in the spelling of it. But I do believe it was originally meant to be like Klorg, like Horg, like, and you're supposed to like give it that little bit of extra voice and vocal undertone. But I just was failing at it. But yeah, and I'll tell you, since he's already been told that he is dead, there's a lot of things that go on in Mizu while your all's campaign is happening, and things develop behind the scenes that you don't even know about yet because the world is moving right alongside you. And it just so happens that Mr. Cloak, he just so happened to get into a really bad situation and he didn't make it out. So
one might say he was
I will just say
overzealous.
it was a fight. He did go into a rage. He had kind of a nice little ending to himself that you guys might learn about later in the future. So I can't give you too much on that, but he did something at least.
But it seems in the end he didn't have his party. The ones that could have truly bested his foe.
That's
Simona ing a
true.
little. I'm Simona ing a little bit.
Students, we'll be starting soon, and I'll go over the rules with you. And you look around, you guys, and out of nowhere, you see a large dome of magic surrounding the entire courtyard. You're no longer able.
I probably should explain now. In Simona's backstory, he officially was raised by the dean of the college.
Yeah, that was missed when we were out of not being heard. But yeah, Simona, he's a adopted essentially son of the dean, the original dean.
Hence why he calls her Mama Dean.
Able to take any steps past the stairs here.
I think now that we're into the combat phase, we can easily wrap up day one and say not a lot happened in combat that was all that big. Besides,
I think there's at
there's
least...
the panting.
That's the moment I was thinking of.
That's where we need to go to. That's the best thing that happened that whole day. That was amazing.
Yeah, I was gonna run through the rules and then go through to find that one. Then I think that was the main significant, or the most significant moment in this session.
Okay.
Oh,
at least in the combat.
Yeah,
we still get in this session. We do still get to the inside of the college, don't we? Or did we end?
This session we do
we
make it
did.
onto the inside of the... Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so.
So there's going to be a span. That was the pantsing the first match?
It's the greatest.
What's the big idea? Are we trapped here?
Well, absolutely.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that voice entirely.
Yeah. The Gillis ended up getting kicked out of the school for reasons that nobody really knows.
And the player...
Absolutely not. You're not trapped. If you want to leave and cancel your entrance exams, you will be kicked out of the school, but you...
Wow.
I heard that motion.
Like that? That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Well, it's the clocky guy, you know. He
It
tells time. That's
is.
Talking about a centaur like that? That's crazy.
no, not the centaur. I like him.
Man, he does
Oh
backflips.
my god.
Well, it's the clocky guy, you know. He tells time. That's
You just hear him galloping in. Did I hear someone say they like me?
Simona's a jackass. That's all I can say. Apparently, I was the first one. He was the first one to start making fun of the name, the Clock Smush.
Poor
I
nerd. I wasn't accepted by the community. Everybody just said, "Fuck this guy."
I mean, I shouldn't be surprised, seeing as though I'm the one that plays Simona. But hearing me be the first one, I'm like, damn.
Yeah, your back. It's like, yeah, your backflips are really cool.
Well, you all are very nice people. He just goes off into this direction. Miss Dean? Yes?
Bye.
When are we starting? I'm getting bored. Very soon, very soon. Please converse. Go and check out the courtyard.
Tempos.
Yep. And now we can pretty much skip through all of this up until you'll know when the time is, because Simona's down at the
13?
bottom of the bottom
Felix?
right-hand corner of the fountain. Whenever it happens, I know that.
And Drew.
And Drew.
And the fourth
I
team?
don't know. That cracks me. Good name. Did you already have one for him at that moment, or did you just literally think, he's Drew?
I had no name for him.
Probably for the other two as
I
well,
wasn't even-
right?
When I set up the session, I wasn't even in my head already planning on naming everybody like during the speech, but I was like, I have to. I didn't think it through well enough, and I was like, okay,
Yeah.
well, now they're all gonna have names. You have to think it's been so long. 5e wasn't even a thing the last time I did any type of DMing. It was all in 3.5. And even back then, I would have called that stuff DMing. Everything was pretty much homebrew.
Oh, I think I know what's about to happen here.
Plopping down onto the ground behind you, where he said it would be. It's the item he wants you to take and throw.
So in this,
this.
actually, I won't.
Holding.
Okay.
It's a part of Simona's action.
Okay.
You're not holding.
So just a quick explanation. What was going on here was Simona. Sorry, Simona. Has a fake eye. That is also a vessel. He is a patron, or his patron, because he's a warlock, is a genie patron. He has the Pact of the Genie. And one of his actions that he can use is to bring himself into the vessel, and it removes him and anything he carries except for the vessel out of existence into this small plane. Because he had a plan.
Is big guy. All right. Awesome. Next.
Which I'll skip to Dresden's turn.
Two in my
see
turn
the
right here.
result of it.
But just tap. It's Dresden's turn.
Okay. I take Simona's eye and I throw it behind him right here.
You take Simona's eye and you throw it. Just do me a favor and roll a.
Since it's smaller, it'd technically be a dex.
Yes. Okay. Roll a dexterity for me. Dex check. Nah, you did a dex save.
Oh, my bad.
Dex. You'll say
okay.
strength, dex, con, all that at the top.
I gotta say, I'm realizing you rolled a 16, which is quite impressive for having a -1. Oh wait, he's not here. That's right. But our buddy Dresden has a -1, and he still managed to hit a 16, which I think is quite perfect.
Yeah,
Dex 16. Yeah.
that is pretty cool. I didn't actually wasn't even thinking
You
about
were
that.
able to.
I'm getting DM fallen and fallen mixed up right now, I think. Because I thought for sure Fallen was just saying something.
Yeah, I was. I was saying I didn't even think about that, but that's right. Yeah, Dresden does have that -1. That is impressive.
To place the eye perfectly where he wanted you to get it. I'll say slightly behind. How about that? It wasn't 20. So slightly behind.
That's the space I was trying to say.
Yeah. And is that your turn? Are you going to make any movement or?
And I think this is a good. So I'll go to my actual. I don't think it was. I think it was just regular fighting up until there. Oh yeah. Then I was worried Glord was going to get the flag right here.
I'm gonna.
Because this was the character that had the flag at that moment. But luckily, whatever happened, he didn't get it.
I just dive and reach for action to exit my vessel.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just dive and reach for this one's flag.
Okay. So do me a favor and roll a.
Are you surprised?
Do me a favor and roll a dex check on that.
Are they surprised?
Yes, actually.
Please let it happen. I'm begging.
Yeah, I should have
begging
already
you.
been. It should have just been immediate. Hey, yeah, you have advantage on that. But I was in my head. I was like, ugh. I don't know. Like I said, did my first session DMing in a long time, so I was right there with the new guys.
I need you. Sorry, because of what you did, I want you to roll a dex check with advantage.
Okay.
He has no idea that you had just popped out of an eye. The guy seen him throw it. He thought he was just throwing it at him and didn't realize that he was trying to land the eye in the back there.
Also, I got to make sure when I come out as the bonus action, it puts me on an adjacent space.
Okay.
Not actually the space that it's in.
Gotcha.
So then I do that.
Oh, and if you'll pause it real quick.
Dex with it.
I do remember that jogged my memory. Part of that pause was I was rolling a perception check on that guy, and I had so many character sheets pulled up that night, and I've learned a better system of how to like fast swap between all my character sheets. But that night I was struggling. I remember like going between each tab and each thing like window that I had pulled up. But yeah, he like massively failed the perception check there.
Yeah, because like he could have seen the eye go behind him, or he could have seen someone go into it, etc. So it's like it would have made did make sense that you were checking.
Advantage.
Mm-hmm. Dex with advantage.
That's gonna be a 17.
You were immediately snagging this the flag right off of him. He has no idea that you even came in and grabbed it. And then you hear the dean call out.
And before she said anything, I go, "Hey, check this out."
He turns around and he looks at you and says, "Wait, what?"
Way to go,
no. And then you hear the dean call out, and that is another team. This
Oh wait, no, that's right. That guy was on Glord Norellia's team. Glord was trying to protect him, I think. if I remember correctly now. Do you recall?
Glord and Aurelia's team had Fidelis. It was Glord, Aurelia, and Fidelis. Rally, Dresden, and Simona,
that's
and then the
Fidelis
other
down
two
there, you're
teams.
right.
Yep.
Oh wait, so I think I actually passed the Panzing.
I think that was in round 2.
I don't think anybody from the PC character group ever got paired up with an NPC.
I'm just happy to be
Yeah,
here.
you're right. You think it was the second round that happened, Riley?
Yeah, because I wiped out Glord's entire team off the start of that round, so it was just us versus NPCs that entire time.
It was you guys were at the bottom right-hand corner of the fountain. I remember that very clearly.
Disqualified, please return to the top. And they all walk off kind of silently.
Bye, Felix, Thomas, and Barto. I forget your names.
Such a dipshit.
I called them Barto.
I didn't have any. I couldn't remember any of their names that Fallen had given, so I just threw out random stuff.
I don't even think they had names at that point. I mean, I think that one guy's name was like Dave or something, but
Well, I know one of them was Drew. Like, because I remember that from early, just a few minutes ago, but I still don't remember the other ones. But unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, that is very Simona-like to just not give a crap.
It was nice fighting you guys.
I put a hand out to Glorb. Well done.
You hear the dean call
It
out.
was so much fun.
You hear the dean holler out. The game's not over yet. One team can be the winner.
Oh, we know.
Oh, we know.
Unfortunately, I can only grab one at a time.
That puts us over to Rally's turn.
how far can
Oh, wait.
All right. We have our winners. Now, everybody, one team can be the winner.
what did I do? I dashed up, didn't I?
Oh,
I think
we
that's
know.
what happened.
Curious about that question, Riley. I have that's why.
Unfortunately, I can only grab one at a time.
That puts us over to Rally's turn.
How far can I dash? Yeah.
If you use dash, it gives you double your movement speed. So since you have 30 right now, you would be able to. Sorry, it's telling the points here.
Okay. So I'm going to dash over in front of Glord, and then I'm going to use my dagger to cut and then grab the flag.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Then I want you to roll a hit to your hit DC with your dagger.
The first instance where we forgot rules of D&D.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, the very first instance, I couldn't use anything after I dashed.
Yeah. Which
Yeah.
your character can in the future, but on level 1, that's not an available option.
Yep.
As we all went through, or discovered much later. I might have even discovered it that session in the DMs. I can't remember if I was actively talking to Fallen about it that time. But we had to let it slide, because, if I remember correctly, because it went through. I think that was about it.
That's a 23.
Since
he is definitely cutting the dagger. I want you to then roll me a dex.
Won that
Just
one
gonna
by
do
getting
this
that right
sneakily.
Yep.
He does hit your flag, but he just clips
Actually,
it.
yeah, me and Aurelia got the most points at the very end.
Yeah. It was the last match you guys ended up
winning.
coming ahead. Even which was Yeah, like to Simona, that just blew his mind.
He was
Because
just
him
like,
and Raleigh and Dresden, every time they were paired up, they won every single match except for that
I
last one.
know. And
So
Gordon
he was just
really were
dumbfounded.
like, fuck yeah.
Dude, I felt so bad at the start of the second round. I wiped out the other 3 playable characters right out the gate, and I was like, dang. And we were there for like an hour after that, doing that match. I was like, well, you had to sit there for that
Off
long.
of you,
Yeah.
right next to you, as the arrow kind of shoots off to the side. It clipped your flag enough, but it just barely fell off of you.
Mm-hmm. Seems, Rally, that you're not the only good shot around here. Although this one was a lot more sloppy.
Here, so rack flip over the top of the fountain and a very...
Oops, went too far.
He's just scoping you guys out. Oh. Turn.
I'm going to dash to here and then grab their flag.
Oh, honestly, that
Okay,
was a
so
really cool moment, in my opinion, for Rally.
You went
Actually,
yeah.
over the fountain here.
Off of the fountain.
I will say,
Rally
make a
was testing for
dexterity.
that whole match. He was like, hey, can I do this? Can I do that?
If I was testing the water, seeing what I could do and what I could not.
And you got some good rolls on some. I was like, oh, this could go really poorly.
Yeah. I came to learn really fast that beginner's luck was just a thing for the first session.
Like theoretically, like I will say, there could have been some extra dexterity check through the middle of the fountain, since it's a fountain and it obviously that central area is raised up.
Yeah.
I'll be completely honest with you guys. Almost everything that you were attempting to do that first session, your check was most likely an 11, unless it was based off of actual combat. If you were going to pull something off, I was pretty much putting at the bare minimum, so you guys could have some cool moments and do cool things.
Dexterity check for me.
Oh yeah, actually, I did have him do it.
So Rally literally jumps up onto the fountain, does a backflip over the top of the fountain in a very flashy manner, and lands himself right behind Padillas. Rally, I need you, because you did such a flashy
I'll retcon that statement by saying it was
move.
only for this little area where you guys were in the bubble. After that, it was all gloves off.
Right over the
line
fountain. It was
there.
very obvious. Since you're going for the flag, I need you to roll a disadvantage dex check.
How do I do that?
So you would right-click on the dexterity up at the top, and then it'll say roll for disadvantage. You click the disadvantage and do a roll.
I always forget you can right click on D&D Beyond to do advantages and disadvantages.
And this is only because they obviously saw you coming and you had to do some acrobatics in order to get over that. And you can hit a 19 anyway. All right.
Doesn't hit.
Quite literally, that man, Rally's roll there, he would have gotten it no matter what. I mean,
Yeah.
a 15 and a 16. Probably could have given him triple disadvantage at that point. Which technically isn't a thing, but we can make it a thing if we want to.
So he does grab the flag from you all. You hear
an instant
I'll
knockout
move
by
myself
Rally.
next to the centaur.
You can spawn the regular NPCs too. That's what it was.
Mr.
There's one of the
Corporal
regular.
is just like,
Sorry, what was that?
You pounced one of the regular NPCs. They weren't one of the square borders.
Yeah, we're right around the moment that it happens.
Okay.
this is just great. I was be paired up with all of the losers.
Where did his flag fall?
His flag, I would say, with the way that you hit him, it's just right off to the side of him.
Right on.
Yeah.
Or are you asking the dean?
I would just like to say
So yeah.
that Klord didn't
Your
have to be an
team has
asshole,
7.
but nobody liked him at all. He instantly got hate, so therefore he was instantly hated. He was just a he didn't have
God
very high
forbid.
wisdom.
God
He was
forbid
smart.
there's a good character.
He was smart, but he didn't have wisdom.
His problem, like, in the eyes of Simona, his problem was, Felix literally had just done something impressive. And made him, immediately made himself a friendly character, made himself known. Whereas Block, he was like, started off with basically, did you guys forget about me? Instead of trying to, he came off as not necessarily standoffish. He just started on the wrong foot. In Simona's eye.
Fucking Glord was just so peaceful to everybody. Y'all were all like, yeah, no, fuck you, Glord. For no reason. Glord was just like, let's be friends. And you were just like, ew.
Ew.
17 points, dear.
Your move, everybody. I just shout out to the crowd that one.
Yeah, man, talking smart.
He is currently unconscious.
Oh, wait, so
And this
it must have
guy,
been round 3.
He's going to keep moving on. He's going to start moving towards y'all.
Because I'm pretty sure it was this guy right here that Simona's next to at the moment.
And he doesn't have much he can do. All right.
And then
And he's going to roll
maybe it is that
to
guy.
attack you directly. Looking really good.
Okay, we'll see.
You. Of course he would. This guy comes up towards you.
It has to be that guy instead. So we'll see on Simona's next turn.
I would say you can. Doesn't want anything to do with rally. He is.
All right. I look back to Rally. Make sure you get that flag. That's your one job right now, and I know you can do it. And I turn back to this guy, cast Mage Hand, and pants him.
Cast Mage Hand and pants him. All right.
Just the way I said it too, I was, without missing a beat, Simona talks to Rally, and then I cast Mage Hand and I pants him. Well, I don't know what I was thinking. I will tell you, the way I play Simona, most of the time, I'm not actively thinking until the moment I decide to do something. Why it always works out, I don't know. But
I think our DM let it happen. Lets it happen.
Yeah.
Simona just is the spur of the moment king right now. Is how it ends up being.
Just doing something really quick. I'm doing a roll here. Yeah. All right. So he didn't even notice you going to pants him with your mage hand, and once you did, he actually trips over it and falls down prone.
Oh my god, did you see that? Oh my god, he just what a clutch. Oh my god.
that guy's not on my team.
That's embarrassing.
That's the end of my turn?
Unconscious. This guy is going to keep going this way because he hasn't been paying too much attention. He doesn't know that Mr. Clark's coming up around the bend. And he's going to stop right there, kind of in line of sight and seeing him. in a panic. Now we're at Mr. Buddy that's prone. Sprig, correct me if I'm wrong here. I need to get better at this. Prone, he's not able to move this round, right?
No, he can get up with half movement speed.
All right, so then he'll get up, even though, yeah, he's going to get up with half movement speed. He's going to once again roll to attack. He's going to get a nat 1. Oh, man, this guy sucks. Yeah, so he tries to attack you with his sword again, but then he trips and falls prone once again because he didn't think to pick up his pants that were around his ankles. He just lets out a, oh, this is...
Need we say any more about that scenario? The dice were on my side for that moment, for sure.
Yeah.
Man literally got pantsed. He didn't notice it until it was too late. Fell over, then and then got up, went to attack me, but forgot his pants and fell over again. And that's D&D, everybody, where you can pants anybody you want.
Jesus. This is embarrassing.
I tried to do that later on in the game, and like, I got told, "What the fuck am I doing?" Because that was like crazy to Glord. That was just mind blowing. He's never seen, like, me as a player character, I literally have never seen anyone do that with Mage Hand ever. And I've been playing D&D since I was like 16, 17. Like, it just blew my mind. Like, my mouth dropped when it happened. I was like, I was dumbfounded.
And that's why that's just something that makes D&D so much fun, though. You know, you can literally pick and choose to do anything.
I never thought anyone could do that. Like, who thinks of pantsing somebody in the middle of a fucking fight with Mage Hand? Nobody.
Simona does.
That's fucking obviously fucking genius. Just like bloop. Oh my god.
Especially when you're at level 1, you've got to try to be as creative as possible. And I know a lot of DMs actually do not like running campaigns starting at level 1. But that's kind of why I actually like to, because it gives everybody an opportunity to not only learn, you know, if they're new to D&D, it helps them learn their characters and there's everything.
Yeah.
But it also gives them a level or two to work with, learning how to, you know, learn your character in the sense of learn how they would act in scenarios where they can't do much.
Yep.
Simona had no spell slot. He couldn't just straight up attack. He was too close for Eldritch Blast, so what was the next best move?
Mm-hmm.
Well, this guy's pants down.
That was wild.
Yeah, and it's a great testament to what you can do with Mage Hand. It really is. Like, Mage Hand is so underrepresented a lot of the time, and people think it's very useless, but not if you play D&D the way you're supposed to, right?
Yeah, because
it's very situational based. It has a goal that it can do, and the less creative who just like combat and want to just do D&D for only combat, a lot of the times they don't like things like that. They like to shit on it. But in my opinion, if you say Mage Hand is useless, then you just have no creativity in how you play D&D.
Yeah, because any spell, even I think even a fireball, if you really want it to, can do something other than just be a fireball attack.
Oh, literally, yeah. Use it to light a bunch of candles in a room, you know.
I don't know about that, but you get the idea. And then a simple move like which you'll see very soon in the next I believe the next episode. You know, our dear Xenon's Curse of Blood Binding, or whatever,
Yes.
whatever the exact name.
Yeah, you said it.
He uses that whenever he damn well pleases, not just in battle, because it can easily make for a very funny or sometimes stupid, depending on how you view it, scenario. Like when he, I mean, I know I'm jumping ahead, but you know, he's one of the characters that he hadn't met yet. First time he sees them, immediately Curse of Blood Binding. Everybody's like, wait, why? But it brought out another moment.
Yep, it brought out a cool illustration. Only on youtube.com/XenonMo.
He said, I gotta get that plug. Don't forget to put his link in the description.
Yeah, fair. Xenon does to everybody out there in the YouTube verse, anybody that's going to watch. Xenon does his own perspective, The Adventures of Xenon Ramsey, and it's actually a really great series. I love what he does with it. I'm a fan, and I'm the DM of the series. So
yeah, I use those videos as experiments to edit.
That's wild.
Yeah,
We love it.
but I do put in the effort.
I'm gonna start rolling this next one, and
Yeah. Go ahead.
Rally.
And I'm gonna grab Chink.
I'm gonna holler out, "Hey, you forgot something!"
Did
as I
you
dash into Fountain and take his
get
phone.
into the school?
Nice. I'm glad that you're paying attention to that. Yeah, he's been this whole time just kind of afraid, and you hear the dean holler out, "That is another team eliminated."
And without even looking, I just go, "Let's go, Rally!"
Wow.
And you hear him say, "Oh man."
He's really strong.
Do I still have movement? Or do I use all my steps?
Smush.
And I think that is a good point. Jump to the, because the next ones were just a little bit of scuff here and there, as well as regular moot things. So,
your team came in. As you can see, we are now inside the school. Feel free to look around. You all have been informed by the dean. Students, please stay where you are. I want to explain the next part of this challenge. You all will have been seated by your teams and who had the most points. These will be 1v1s where you will be fighting each other, and then, out of nowhere, you hear a large crash, a big sound of booming noises, magic being thrown about, and out of nowhere,
can we just appreciate how you see, like, just slightly see tokens flash in the score on the side over there for a moment?
Is it ting, 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 ting?
If you were watching, you got a sneak preview before the students actually got to see it.
everything goes
Dun,
black.
dun, dun.
In the midst of the commotion, you guys start to be able to regain your sight, and you see a destroyed room surrounding you. Sorry, one sec. Fog of War's being funky, still learning. And you now see before you all of these people. And out of nowhere, you hear the dean scream.
Apparently, Simona's dead.
What's that?
And apparently, Simona's gone.
Simona?
Well,
Oh.
He never
I
existed.
apologize.
She said,
Yeah,
oh.
Simona's under just a little pebble, and he's like,
I'll pull you out. I'll fail my shrink check.
all of the students who were
Yeah, she
around you,
does generally fail her strength.
and as a part of that last
Couldn't
session,
even play board.
you do see some of the bodies
I can't grab him.
underneath of the rocks. So all of the people that you see now are the only students that survived this entire disaster. And you hear the dean gasp and say, "Callisto, what are you doing here?" And he stares at her deeply and says, "You knew this day was coming. I've come to take what's rightfully mine, and you know what it is. You have it. You will give it to me." And with that, I'm going to throw everybody into turn order, and I need you guys to roll initiative.
Wah, wah, wah.
Imagine trying to fight him.
This is not allowed.
I mean,
We had a
Look
couple
at-
of good
look at
moments
the
in here.
initiatives.
Good.
Oh my god!
There was the shots at Callisto.
Oh my god!
Oh, why is Simona in here so many times?
Did you fucking roll a nat 20 on that dude?
And you deleted the one that I put the score on already.
I'm sorry.
What the fuck? What?
Oh, no.
25.
That's why I asked him if you rolled a nat 20 for him.
I'm scared.
Callisto's cheating.
No, he definitely did have a nat 20 roll. But
That's what I.
It
That's why
doesn't
I
change
asked.
my statement.
Callisto's cheating.
He was like, you see that? He fucking rolled that nat 20 out of nowhere.
I don't
He
know.
did hit in that try. I don't know what to tell you. I
Honestly,
set up the entire thing, and it was actually legitimately rolled through my own hand dice, and
I
it
feel like
wasn't at 20. I knew that was the moment. I was like, "Yeah, Callisto's not getting fucked with today." Like, right?
Yeah, but
That's why I played him so serious. It was. There was always a plan before you all went into it, and you guys hit the 2 mark point. You guys didn't hit the 3rd mark point, because if you guys had
We
fucked
would've
with him
dead.
one more time,
Dead. DED dead.
there's a really good chance you would have TPK'd. Like, that's just completely, it's over. We just start a new story.
And then Xenon Ramsey was no more.
Xenon Ramsey would have been the only person in the campaign.
Yeah. Oh yeah, true.
We would have all had to reroll.
Right.
I was so prepared for it because I didn't know the triggers, but I just had a feeling. Like I had a feeling of what the triggers were when certain things happened.
When the fucking arrow just like shattered like behind him, it didn't even hit him. It just fucking went.
his aura broke the arrow. That was the moment I realized, yeah, he's the main character. I'm not messing with that. I'm going the other way.
Yeah, the second that happened, everyone should have been like, yeah, no, we can't. Like, what are we even doing? What?
Physical attack did nothing. He didn't even bat an eye at it. He was like, huh? No,
he
no,
batted
no,
an eye,
no.
but not in the way you wanted.
Was it
I
a
didn't
fly
even care.
that came close to me?
Then basically, he basically just kept on walking. I was like, okay, I don't exist. I'm a pissant. I understand.
Like, correct me if I'm wrong, Fallen DM. That was one of the triggers. One of the 3 triggers
Yeah.
you were mentioning, right? Yep.
Yep. Him and Aurelio were the 2.
Yep. That's what I figured.
Interesting.
And I was I had this feeling that if one more person tried to hit him, it was done. We were done for.
You guys were most likely 100% done for. Dresden did have a fail safe that could have potentially even saved all of it. I thought this all out very, very meticulously, because I had given away and done certain things before I had fully written the story. And this is something I won't ever redo as a DM, but I had to this first episode, I really had to plan around a lot. Can you hear me?
Very,
Did cut
very
out.
low.
My headphone died. Hold on. Give me a second. I will be right back. But I did have to, before I go, I did have to plan for a lot of different scenarios. But this is what led me into the. It could go really bad really quick. Because even though I can be a forgiving DM, there's always a lot of if you take too much, which you'll see in the next episode, where everybody is
He said we
in the
took too
dungeon.
much. He said we took too much.
But I'll be right back. I gotta get my headphone situation situated.
Yeah.
I'm still scared.
Last roll, it's 11.
Bro, you should be, especially of Callisto.
All right.
You're
Just
saying
those
that like
stood
you
up.
know it's red and or there and you're not supposed to anything.
Callisto then looks over to the dean and he says, "You know this day was coming. Just take it easy. Don't do anything silly. And none of these children need to die."
I shout, "What day is this?"
He pays you no mind and completely ignores you.
Bitch.
And just went, I don't give a fuck about you. I'm not here for you.
And like, there goes that jackass nature coming out on Simona's side again, because he was knowing that it's clearly somebody quite strong. I mean, I don't think anybody shot at him or anything yet. But it was obvious he was the main, the boss of this group. Yet he still tries to taunt him.
I mean, I would like this is a question I guess directed directly to you. Would you say like being a DM gives you like certain cues of when you like to make it where you can tell something's about to go south or go wrong?
I would say not necessarily, because and only because each DM has a very different style. I mean, some they have similar what I would call genres of DMing, but it's kind of like art. You two people can draw the exact same picture, but you're gonna notice that they're very different. So while it may seem like it's or you may feel like you know where it's gonna go, you never want to rely on that.
That's fair.
Like one thing I always try to do when I'm playing Simona versus DMing. As Simona, I'm always trying to literally think, what would Simona say? What would Simona do? What is Simona thinking? Like I put myself in Simona's mind. Like I mean, I think it would be safe to say, unless I'm helping Fallen, helping him with his DMing shit, or making sure rules and whatnot are understood, or we're making sure something's running smoothly. I am literally Simona otherwise.
Okay, so I take it. Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I was just gonna say, and there is no, there's no Spragmeister in that moment.
Okay, so then I guess that would answer my next question. Because my next question was going to be: is it like at times hard to be Simona and like separate the DM mind from being a player mind?
There are sometimes it can be a little difficult, but like more so when I'm assisting, making sure things are running smoothly on our end. Like if I were to, but for me it's gotten extremely easy. Like when I go from being Simona to actually DMing on the other, on the other sessions. That part's like fairly easy for me to do at this point.
Oh, bye.
Who
left?
Follow. There goes Fallen.
Yeah. But yeah, it is definitely like, at first it felt it was kind of difficult to remember to separate one from the other. But getting the more I do it, the more used to it I am. Especially, I will say it tends to be a little easier for DMs because of the fact that they're so used to playing multiple characters. So they have to remember that they are a different character at, 2 minutes later than they were prior.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is fair. It's just like one of those questions I had thought about. And I was like, I wonder how, like, if that's actually like something that they struggle with sometimes, or if it's just something that's a thing.
Yeah, I would say I'm sure there are some that do. If they play and DM.
Yeah, that's completely fair.
Yeah, and I won't give out too much spoiler at this point, but that's why I ended up, doing the new thing with Simona that we saw, not last session, but the session before. Because it officially is a part of his story anyway, or life. What was going on there. And I'm used to, even though it's technically this for the most part the same voice, it's very clearly a different personality. Anyways, I won't go too much into that one yet.
Can I?
Sorry.
What are you doing?
Oh, what's that?
I said I returned. Sorry about that.
No problem.
Question.
Huh?
Move forward a bit.
Does that count for everybody's spell slots and stuff?
Shouldn't we just run?
I'm not gonna go over it again because I don't want to act like I'm showboating, but there was more Simona friggin' bullying Clock and then pushing him to stay, and then later on explaining to Felix he should run.
That's me shooting Callisto.
Yep. Trigger 1. You shot first, right? And then it was Aurelia that did it afterwards.
Yeah, I went first.
Man's arrow just went, and she was just like, "Hey, wait, let me try it."
He left his minion.
This use hers actually made an impact. He noticed her.
Oh my gosh! I want to get back to my books.
Just like, I swear
Relax,
to God, if
stop being a
these kids
baby. He
don't
didn't even
fucking
touch you.
The second hit on Callisto is where you get the actual warning, too. The first one, you don't get any warning. That was already meant to be. But there was a roll mechanic to it.
Man.
You guys witness as Callisto reaches out and just touches the forehead of your Dean, and she drops dead on the spot. Your Dean is no more. I implore you, all of you, leave this college. Have no part in it. Do not play into their games, or I will see you eventually. And with the snap of his fingers, Callisto vanishes from sight.
He left his minions. We can still kill them.
Oh, shit, asshole.
Yeah, I am.
So he said left his minions. Like, he said, bye. Fuck you guys.
And to be fair, it's like, yeah, the Dean was literally just killed at that moment. But my thought process behind that was, that's one of those things where you're in the heat of the battle. But so yeah, that was Simona's, for lack of a better word, mother that just literally just died.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he was just like, yeah, whatever.
But when you're in the heat of a fight like we were, you're not necessarily gonna have something like that register in your mind. Some people will, some people won't. And I figured Simona is the type that it technically did trigger, but at the same time, he knew what he had to keep doing, so he didn't let it inflict him at that moment.
Fair.
Yeah, so it was like more along the lines of that wasn't the time to grief.
Yeah.
The boss told us they were supposed to kill you guys.
Oh,
He said anybody that stays and wants to fight, we kill.
And
you mean
we're
like
about
we
to
killed
find
your
out.
friend
Oh,
already?
okay.
None of us.
So he tries to bite at you.
Good try.
the fuck you.
Valiant effort.
I will say that
But,
the firebolt does hit the bat. Now we're on to Dresden.
Oh no. I had to stop because I thought Simona was being an asshole again. I heard him say good try.
I'm gonna throw it at it.
Right.
I
And
am
as you
wasting an
can see,
arrow, so I'm gonna throw the dagger at him.
we are to the end of the scenario. We actually did clean up every minion that Ballista left. The only one we sent away was Felix. We bullied Clock into staying until the fight was over.
Woohoo.
Dude, poor Felix. He can't take a hit.
Nope.
He can dodge him easy, but if he takes one hit, it's over.
He's done.
That might not be the case now, but
I don't know. He hasn't really been doing too much, so
we don't know that.
Well, we don't. Yeah, I would say we don't know that. I mean, at this current point, like in session 1, yeah, he couldn't take a hit. Right now, he probably could. I mean, we don't know, but there's a chance he could take more hits than we can. So, who knows?
But yeah, it was a. And the other reason, again, back. I know most of this is going to reference Simona because that's who I am. There was the thought process again of, well, Felix I like, but he's weak. He needs to leave. Clock, I don't care about, so I don't care if he actually dies.
that's honestly fair.
All right. Thank you all for just inside. He will brief you all on everything. He's been setting things up. You'll see Felix.
This,
Do
what
tell.
happened? I kind of point to Dresden.
Classes as well. He's very important. You all will get to know him very much soon. You can go, Mr. Sidon. He is very well.
Teacher's introductions.
Stop and ask you all if there were him in notes. Teacher coming in soon. He has not made it in yet, but you all will be meeting him in no time, I promise. I would like to stop and ask you all if there was anything that you all had questions.
I like how you noted, or if you all are watching, you see Xenon just pop onto the map. He was already in the map, but for us, for the viewers, they couldn't see that until that moment. And he's just walking around as Auntie Dean is talking.
Questions on that I could answer for you as the new dean. I'm taking on all responsibilities of my late sister, and I am happy to answer anything candidly.
I kind of walk up to the dean and tell her about like what we heard.
Excuse me, Mr. Glord. It's considered common courtesy to wait down there.
I'm sorry. I just there was something really, really, really important that I needed to say.
Glord tried to go right
Would
up
you
to
do me
the
a
dean.
favor and say it from?
It was just what you know.
And then right there's also one of those instances you can tell that the Glord voice isn't there. Like it was in episode 1.
Yeah.
Down there like the rest of the students.
Yes, yes. I apologize. I apologize. So we heard
Also, I'm just gonna say there will be a lot, especially at the start. There will be a lot less Simona talk because of last week or the last session events.
a little message. Not a message, but we heard that a couple of people might have had a plan or something to do with
the college and the
point to Dresden.
Yep. So when we were mingling, I was down here next to a couple of the teachers. Cannot remember their names. I'm sorry, but I heard them speaking of a plot against.
Would
the details.
Because I do not want to believe in.
Just kind of shrugs.
How are you feeling, dear? I know that the dean raised you from a very young age. That I'd like to not know what's been going on around. I know that the dean raised you from a very young age.
And Simona's actually sitting on the step, and he just kind of shrugs and says, I mean, I've been better.
I can understand that. Well, are there any other questions that I could answer for you all?
Nope. I think I'm good.
Well, then allow me to explain the quest. Today, you will be accompanied by Mrs. Shigar here, who is going to take you to the college, the magical properties. We're on a retreat. It's something Sister was protecting. I entrust class. Now, I will say, and for you all to go on in clock, we actually have another important mission for you all to go on, and you all will be waiting with Mr.
This is what we were talking about earlier with
Mr.
Felix and Clog.
Yep.
Gaston. He is just inside, and he will brief you all in such importance. Felix doesn't want to deter you all anymore. Now, I'll give you all just a few more moments to really is missing. Now, don't worry, she's just come down with the cold. Now, while I and Mrs. Shigar come in, have a fun game. You just see the two of them back up to the very main entrance away from you guys. And I'd ask that you all go out into the courtyard.
Come on, guys.
Where are you going, Zena?
Oh yeah, we ended up in a battle royale here.
These are some nice trees. Never seen them before.
Which I don't know why it turned into a battle royale. There was literally one fight left, and it was just like that, and then everybody fight.
I'm glad it turned out this way. I needed to know how the combat system works.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it was fun.
Yeah.
Which it was thematically, even though I don't think we've seen it there, it was Rally who walked up to Simona and was just like, "Hey, want to spar?"
Hey, I know you just watched your
sure that's
mom
what
die.
spurred it all on.
Like, I know you just watched your mom die, but like, hey, you want to fight?
Right?
Here it comes.
Simone, do you want to spar with me?
Lord had come over to try to speak to Simona, be like, "Hey, how are you? Okay, how you doing?" Blah blah blah. And then before Simona got an answer out, Rally goes, "Hey, Simona, want to spar?"
Fucking asshole.
Yeah, it'd be that way sometimes. Some people just like to get their emotions out by fighting other people.
He looks up. It says, you know what?
Lord was just trying to be a good little
I think I did
Verdan,
that.
but no.
Help me get my mind off things.
And
In the back,
not
you'll
really
hear the
watching.
dean. All right. And so I'm going to need you. Mr. Glord, you're up first.
And I will like the fight was pretty simplistic. Nothing really significant happened in it, I would say, from anybody's side. I don't recall any like dramatic feat or comical moments in this one. But it did go on quite a while. Because the fun thing about D&D, several hours or days can pass within a few seconds, but several seconds of battle last several hours.
Yeah, that's true.
Because for those who don't know, one full round one full turn order of D&D battle or combat is 6 seconds.
Yes.
Like that's one of the few things that's officially timed or considered, or rather given a time frame. You know, that a preset time frame of D&D rulings.
Yeah. Just so they can give an understanding.
Yeah. So well, everything quite literally happens really damn fast. Even though to the person watching, to the person playing it, it's obviously taking forever for it to actually happen.
Yeah. I still call bullshit that both Dresden and Raleigh just teamed against me. They just saw the new guy and were like, yeah, let's beat him up.
Get him!
Taking you on your way. I have to get back to more pressing matters, but in the meantime, I wish you all the best of luck. And with that, you will see the new dean just dissipate and poof out of existence, and Miss Shigar will approach you all and say, "Hello, students. It is nice to meet all of you." And we're back.
I guess we took a break.
So the students have taken a quick trip around the corner with Miss Shigar here. And she starts to talk to the students and say, "Students, I would like to let you know that you all are able to participate in the next games of Leo Kane. All of you all should feel free to sign up and put your name into the hat to be able to compete. That's how I got my job teaching here. Who knows? Maybe one of you all could perform outstandingly and make a name for Mizu and actually take home the title this year. So I have to not only protect this area while it is open to the public, but I will also get that worked out. They are supposed to be able to be moved by you guys. Here we go.
You have them on the map layer, don't you?
Yep.
And there we are within the first dungeon. Now I would say, this first room, aside from us having to deal with one of the gems not being proportionate to the actual original image. So we got to fight with that for a while.
Cloyd time fucking getting his fucking foot crushed.
Because as you'll know, like, if anyone noticed it,
you all.
I'll just give a quick explanation of the puzzle. These gems right here, they were supposed to, the ones that are inside the building, the bigger ones, are supposed to match to in a specific spot. But they had to also be faced or in the same direction. But as you can see, that orange one did not end up shaping out the same way. So we had to fight with that for a while. The rest I think we figured out easy, but I ended up taking, I don't know how many times I kept spinning it just slightly, just to get DM to say there it is, and the door opens or whatever. But I remember wanting to cry. Because it's like, I pretty much, we all had it figured out what was supposed to happen, or what we were supposed to do. But we couldn't get this specific one to face the way we wanted to because of the proportions being a little off.
Yeah.
I'm only
It was literally just the rotation of it, and I was being a stickler for it because it was being done so easily. And the pictures. That was my fault. I put 7 maps into one map here. This is technically.
Yeah, well, and the funny part is, like, the red, green, and blue ones were for the most part pretty close, but somehow that orange one just did not stay the same or translate the same, and it made it so awkward.
Yep.
Well, which way you want to go?
That and it appears two of them have already gone one way, and Xenon has. I don't know. How do I check that?
It would be, I believe, in your description.
No, it's under bottom left side. It's proficiencies in languages.
Oh, right. Proficiency in languages. There you go.
Would you look at that? I do happen to know Sylvan.
Okay. Give me just 1 second. I am going to. You will see something really quick in your inbox, Mr. Flick. And this is what the pressure plate. And if you step back quickly enough, I need you to roll me a dexterity saving throw.
$14.
Okay, you're safe. You didn't step too heavily on that pressure plate to make it trigger. Now, moving forward, you'll know that you should see the X on the map there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. You are able to avoid that area as long as you say that you are going to jump over it, and you can communicate that information to Simona or not. That's up to you.
Hey, there's traps in here.
Well, is it that fancy?
Very. Be sure to jump over them. The first tile in there is a trap.
Also,
do we want to take a peek down here real quick, see if it's the same scenario?
You'll have to go back to the wall and flip the other button, which will close that current pathway where you're at.
Okay, I flipped the button.
All right. And then this area will reveal to you all.
I hate how Gord literally was just like, "Hey, everyone, let's work together," and everyone was just kind of like, "Yeah, no, we're not gonna do that, Gord. Fuck off." Literally, we had a job to do. We were sent in there to get one thing, and then everybody was like, "Yeah, no, let's go do whatever the fuck we want."
Go first this time.
And I just carefully step one step at a time, trying to look around, see if I see anything.
So you are looking around?
Yes.
Go ahead and make me a perception check.
That's a 12.
You do notice what looks to be the outlines of another pressure plate right ahead.
To which I do my best, or jump over it. Yo. Okay, there we go. I figured it out. Oh, look, it opens up a little more this way.
You'll notice I went quiet for a moment. I was like,
is DM gonna make me roll for that or no?
Which in theory,
that wouldn't have made sense for that small of a jump.
Because there is, which
I don't know how many of you guys have been using it.
But there's an understanding turns channel in our Discord that we use for the D&D. That is basically like if you guys like you when in combat, I would keep that page always at the ready, pretty much.
So you can see.
Like it gives you it's the exact breakdown of how anything you can do within a turn.
It seems useful.
He said seems useful. Fucking this guy.
I don't know what you want from me. I just memorize it.
It'll have a breakdown of movements. Obviously, movement is limited by movement speed.
Yep.
Which and then it has the explanation that you can move at any time during your turn, before, after, or during actions.
There's very few times you guys actually get limited to turn order in this particular part too, though.
Yeah.
At that.
But the main reason why I was looking at that is because we do have where is it? This is one of the things we can do as a part of what's movement is high jumps and long jumps. And obviously the cost is 5 feet or 5 feet.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Anywho.
Which tile do I need? Because like that X is like right in the middle of 4 different tiles, so
yeah, you'll want to probably use the alt to not snap yourself.
Yeah, just feel free to jump over the X that's there.
Yeah, okay, I'm jumping over
it. If it's marked, you can just say that you on the main room you can only have one pathway open at a time.
Okay.
Or because of the gem falling on your foot earlier.
I wasn't sure if that was you, actual Xenon or in-game Xenon saying something for a second there.
In-game.
I need you to make me a quick dexterity check.
15. Where do
you have no idea where any trap is?
I'm assuming this pathway up here.
Like,
and it is right here.
No, guys.
Let me just do my quick. He has warped back. Right. So as you hit that plate,
that's right. This is when I started using my mage hand to keep crushing the plate. Intentionally pushing them all, though. Thus begun our curse of warping.
It has been marked. Everybody within the party is warped back to the beginning of the room.
Yeah, Simona and Glord, when they got their mage hands down.
Where did we get? Wait, how did we get here?
Did you guys get here?
Weren't you down the hall? I feel sick. Yeah. Simona actually starts to laugh a bit and said, well, I guess we know at least one of the things these can do. I wonder if there's anything else.
Let's not find out.
And then I just rush back in, jumping over this one here. And then making my way back to stopping right in front of it.
I follow right behind him.
Okay.
Oh. Oblivious, because I wasn't in earshot when they said traps. I just, casually step on it.
You just run right through.
Oh, no. All right. Well, for 1 second.
I just watched this on video.
No.
All right.
Do we hear the click?
You do.
Of the part.
You do hear the click. And
I look Charlie and go, Well, something's about to happen again.
Yeah, and with
Yeah, I
that,
heard that too.
you do see a large spew of fire shoot out from this trap. And Dresden, I need you to take. Where's it?
These traps were just
Dresden, I
amazing,
need you
by the
to
way.
take 3 points of fire damage.
Were they?
3 points of fire damage.
Yes.
Do that.
Content-wise.
On your health.
Yeah.
Just take 3 points of damage.
All right. Oh, I knew that. I'm sure you did.
That I made. Oh, here we go. Wait, that's confirmed clear.
Got it.
I don't want to delete all. No, hold on. Is there no eraser button?
Oh, did you draw something?
Fallen trying to remember how to
use the
tools.
In the fog.
Yeah. Here. What I was trying to do was reveal so that you guys could see the walls at
Reveal
least.
the walls more.
Yeah.
Okay, so for that, go back into your the selector tool.
Yep.
And just do a drag over the entire thing,
Okay. Got it.
and then it should let you delete it.
Thank you.
Yep.
Where it went?
Still getting used to roll 20, guys. All right.
I guess I use my what's it called?
Oh wait.
Okay.
I think with that bit of knowledge, I'm gonna head up and look at it myself.
And I will say that you guys can see about this far in. So just throwing that out there.
I jump.
Interesting.
I
I go in with reckless abandon.
You go in with reckless abandon?
Classic.
Classic reckless abandon from Xenon.
Classic.
Okay.
Xenon, wait!
At least it wasn't a blood curse of binding.
Stop there.
Oh wait,
Xenon,
it's
you
coming.
just
It's
triggered
coming.
a pressure plate.
Sorry.
So let me go ahead and
Hey, our very first
You just
reckless
Xenon, you hear
abandonment.
facepalm
I
from
love
behind
it.
you.
Yeah.
One of many. Listen, man, loot. I'm greedy, okay?
Okay. So I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Wait.
Interesting. Okay. Saving throw. Oh, okay.
Constitution saving throw. 7. Okay. So
It's 7.
you are also going to take 2 points of damage, but you see just a lot of really cold gas starting to form up around you, and you are frozen solid until somebody else acts upon it.
we have
And
his
very
first
first
freeze.
Xenon freeze.
The curse of binding.
So you were saying we hadn't seen a blood curse of binding yet. I think this qualifies as his own blood curse of binding.
His first blood curse of binding.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Looks like the rest of your party has abandoned y'all too. So yeah, Xenon, you.
Oh yeah, that's right. Everybody just said,
all right, we're going a different way now.
Let's work together, guys. Yeah, no, fuck that.
And it was just Xenon and Simona off doing their own frolicking through the dungeon. I imagine them like holding hands and like skipping.
That would be a hilarious animation.
Can't even believe this.
Or like you know how
you've
probably seen those little clips of people like running through a field of flowers, swinging their hands, and all kind of a
Yeah.
I don't know.
I guess you could say like a gayish fashion.
I'm not saying that insensitively, but like that's the best description of it. Just la 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 la. Except instead of a field of flowers, it's a field of stone. With walls very close by. And we are having the time of our lives.
You are completely frozen. You cannot move until somebody else decides to call you out.
That was a funny way to start. Get back. We are having the time of our lives. You are completely frozen.
And that can be by
honestly
using this is very strong, thick ice. So fire damage can be used against it without damaging you, or people can just come together and try and warm you up and get rid of the ice. However, you did take 2 points of damage from that, just by the way.
Yeah, I just did it. I just took damage. So I guess I use my what's it called? Can I use it?
Oh no, no, you're frozen. You are solid ice, bud.
He was
should not be talking.
Oh,
yeah. There's nothing you can do for now. All right.
Simona, without looking back, assuming that the party's still, the grass are still with them, shouts out, "We're gonna need some fire," and then just moves along, jumps over. Is there enough room for him to jump through?
You do have enough room to get through here, but I'll need you to make another perception check if you go past that plate.
If I go past it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, he would have continued like before, stepping right in front of the last one. So, perception check there.
Yep.
And it's going to be a 15.
Okay. Yep.
I just realized he didn't even tell
filling the chamber. And
he didn't what?
Tell Glord about it.
A 15-foot radius.
Yeah, he just Simona's just like I said, I monologued, Simona without looking shouted back, we need fire. And then kept going.
Around that pressure plate. And
a third desert sands where scorching winds prevail, and the fourth.
You will notice him just encased in ice.
Okay, so
another 2 points of damage.
I think I actually
You're really cold in that ice when
that happened. That's why I was just like, you stupid.
Rustin, go down and grab the others and bring them up here. The Lord said me because I know you have a messed up foot.
I keep trying to fiddle with my foot to see if I can make it any better.
Oh yeah, why he has a messed up foot? Those gems are too heavy for
him. Yeah, I was just like, those goddamn gems, bro. I was just like, oh, I can lift up this tiny little rock.
Nope. Nope.
Okay, so
stupid rock falling on my fucking foot.
Dresden's made his way back down here.
Did he hit any traps? Is the real question.
I would say that he remembers the trap that he stepped on. So he's able to get past that one for sure, and I did not see him touch the other trap. So he's safe.
Speaking of which, I will say big props to Dresden when he first entered the place. Because it's like, obviously he did know the trap was there at that point from us. But he decided to let his character run through it anyways. That first time.
He said, let's go.
Because at that point there was a lot of people that he could have run in and said, well, I'll just do a perception check. Because in his mind he knew it was there. But no, he just forewent that kind of thing and just ran straight through.
What's going on here?
You'll notice him just encased in ice.
Got any fire? As I just keep moving along,
This one.
I have lightning.
A
Don't think that'll
dragonborn
work.
that cannot breathe fire.
Panel here.
No, he can. He
Throw
just
my mage hand forward.
didn't.
Ooh, I
Could he?
So
Dresden
no.
not.
Can
Because
he?
he has a lightning breath weapon.
Oh yeah, he can. Yeah, it's a breath
So-
weapon nonetheless.
So he's an electric dragon.
Yep.
Even though he
he
is a black dragon, he's actually technically a blue dragon.
I see.
Yeah, Dragonborn's colors are weird.
I mean, that part was his choice, but like a blue dragon would be lightning. Black dragons are actually acid or poison.
I thought they were necrotic.
No. You're thinking dragons like Ebony Dracolich.
Mm-hmm.
Is
Not a well-known dragon anymore, probably.
Yeah, probably not.
But that's the first one that came to my mind.
Yeah.
But yeah,
just
your
your
normal
normal
black
black
dragon
dragon
for D&D is
acid or
I always forget if it's acid or poison.
Would acid still melt the ice?
If it is acid,
potentially yes.
But it will melt me, wouldn't it?
Most likely.
But then again, wouldn't the fire have still burnt you if that had been the case?
No, in this case, no.
Yeah, fair enough. D&D logic makes sense.
It is.
You can't argue with it.
So a true black dragon is acid.
Yep.
Couldn't remember out of the two because I knew it was one of the ugly green woo or attacks. But like, there's basically in normal dragonborns, I should say, there are three breath weapons: electric, fire, or sorry, four. Electric, fire, acid, and cold frost. And like the most common ones to be seen are obviously fire's the most common. And then I would say electric is probably the next common one. And normally, and I say normally because again, D&D is one of those things that can defy all logic. Normally a black dragon born as Dresden. Dresden is officially a blue dragonborn, as you know, as far as his race is concerned. But for some unknown reason, he's got black scales.
Actually, the issue is he just got burned when he was younger, and his scales never changed back.
I mean, is that actually his backstory? Because I don't think it is.
I don't know.
No,
like
it is not. It's not. I can tell you right now, it is not.
Yeah.
I'm not going to reveal his backstory to anybody, but I will tell you that that's not the reason his skills.
I pretty much.
I mean, without
I pretty much figured it was not.
I mean, I think it's much better than what I was thinking of, which was Dresden's mother fucking a black dragon.
No,
that dirty pirate.
I mean, at that point, that's probably more likely than
wild.
the other thought process.
I will go back and get Glor time. He has the firebolt.
That's a good idea.
Yes, the firebolt.
Right, and you're moving it
Yes,
once
the
again along
fire.
both pathways in the hallway, right?
That's Dresden. That's classic Dresden for you.
You are going to click a pressure plate right
He was
here.
very calm, clear, and decisive in his answer. So
I'm gonna go do that. And then of course, it's more of the same
You whip.
stuff for a while.
Transport around.
Yeah.
Oh, just next to you.
Okay.
Clearly, he got
Because I'm
free.
Simona.
able to tell me any certain direction.
Motherfucker. I should have let him freeze in that goddamn thing.
Oof.
But you
And
our
with
next
that,
second warp.
the entire party. Sport back.
Every time the warp happens.
Oh my god.
Hold on 1 second. Let me reveal your area.
Me. Bye.
For you guys. You do have this area. Re-reveal
Oh,
it to
it's
you.
fuck.
Oh my god.
Great.
Look.
Nice go.
Yeah, I put a hand on Xenon's shoulder. The treasure. Think of the possible treasure. As I head over here
I
and run my hand along this path since I'm no longer trusting it.
You will put the pressure plate. And as you're peering into the hallway, you will open that up for your vision. Once again, remembering this area.
And we come
back
back
to
more of the same. So
more exploring, more bickering, more fighting. We could just
More blood curse of binding.
no,
As they're
not
going-
yet, not yet.
I know.
I was about to say, I'm pretty sure, like, I'm pretty sure, like, for the next little bit, it's just the trial and error series.
Yeah.
More or less.
Perception check,
Eventually
perception
sound
check, perception check.
Pressure plates backed say that we're just going to start down here.
yeah, our first fight down there.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. Hold on 1 second. Being slow for me.
I always thought these pressure plates were predetermined, and I thought we could just farm banshees.
No, well, they are somewhat predetermined by a roll.
Yeah, I mean, by chance, by the die.
Yes. Every single pressure plate you hit was
And you had a
hit,
D6
hit on by a dice roll.
It was
Yes.
D6 you were running, yeah. But
There was a chance of 6 different things that could have happened.
And I think didn't we end up missing one in the end? Or no, I think we did finally get all of them
to happen.
I'm pretty sure all of them did happen.
Yeah,
because there was the memory wipe one. There was the full teleport back to the front.
We didn't memory wipe. We did not memory wipe.
We did.
We did.
You did.
Did we memory wipe?
We did.
Yeah,
Yeah. Was it like at the beginning? Okay,
Yep.
okay, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, it was in the
You
beginning,
guys
and
were
it didn't
in-
matter. It did not matter.
You guys were in the maze and not too far in, and then a memory wipe happened. Everything blacked out, but you guys never hit it again.
Yeah.
Then see
some
some
teleport, memory wipe,
the ice.
Mostly okay. There was
the
the arrows.
arrows.
The arrows was the one we almost never got.
And
And
then the
No,
one time we did get it.
Glord got hit. Glord got hit, and fucking
And then the first time we hit the arrows, it was Xenon and I.
The vine.
Who didn't get touched by them because it was behind the wall, actually right here.
The ice, the fire, the spike. No, not the spikes. Wait, were there spikes?
Yeah, there was
There
the
was
spike one.
Yeah. Spike
And
something
then
now.
the vines.
It might have been a D. It might have actually
actually
been
think
a D8. I'm not at
Yeah,
my
'cause
PC right now. If I was, I could fact check me on this, but I'm not at my PC, so I can't look at my notes.
Because I remember a shish kebab dragonborn.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
let's see. Teleport, memory wipe, the arrows, ice, spikes,
Spikes.
fire. There was a gas.
Yeah.
The vines.
And then
Poison.
the
Wraith.
Yeah, it was poison gas.
Oh,
Those
was
actually
probably
D10
D10
then because there was also sleeping gas.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
So
missing,
I
I
think
think
I'm
I'm
missing
missing one.
The vines.
I did
The
the
vines
vines
were counted in that
list.
list.
The ice.
I got the ice.
The actual spectral being itself. The wraith.
Yeah,
I got
that
one.
one.
Wasn't there one that we just didn't activate like at all? Because
Was there?
I'm pretty sure.
Either there or did end up being one that we never touched. Got.
How lucky.
I got
9.
Can't think of a 10th one.
Which if I can't think of it,
possibly means we never saw it. We'll have to go back one day and look at it.
Just a whole landmine.
So you hear a loud screech,
boom.
and with that,
Xenon may want
see-
to go back there.
I want to explore the dungeon again.
Why?
It was fun.
Dude, that
a
was
spectral
scale.
creature.
Say what?
Do do levels and stuff scale? When it comes to like what we go up against, I'm assuming that things are typically meant to be a little bit harder for us to like deal with. If it's like a bigger fight, they're typically maybe a couple levels higher than what we are. But say that like would level scale.
Not necessarily.
Are you saying if you go back to the area that you were at before, is the level difference going to be the same?
Yeah, like if we was to go back,
it depends.
Okay.
Let's say
it's all dependent on the story.
Let's say if a little Xenon wanted to go back to this mysterious dungeon that he once first saw in
little Xenon
adventure.
Say fight the spectral dean that we decided we didn't want to fight.
Yeah, out of pure spite and.
Why would you spite? What spite is there to have?
She knocked me down.
Damn, she shoved you over. Now you want to go back and put her out. Damn, that's a hell of a reason, isn't it?
He said, Jesus. Revenge.
Revenge for my pride.
Well, granted, I actually don't know if that would be a fight that we'd actually be able to physically go back to, because the fact we summoned her there by opening all the chests.
I mean, we would just need to open the big chest and
I got an
unnecessary 500 gold from it.
And then somehow managed to replace 5 gold.
Yeah, theoretically speaking, if you guys wanted to, you could always go back. I'm not going to tell you what will happen when you go back, but you could go there. It is a place you've been to.
Yeah, no, let's never go back, especially after having that money. She's going to murder us.
Like we don't remember the traps either, but have to go back through and re-find every trap again.
Oh god.
It's been a while since we've been there.
I still want to do it though.
Well, you know what we do know? That we can fucking spin the plate on its side so we can just walk over and not have to fucking,
if we remember
deal
that.
with the traps.
If we remember that.
I was just like, it's been in my mind, so I'm sure Glord sure as fuck remembers it. Because that was something that, like...
But that was
come on. Yeah, but did we not go past it more than once?
No, we only went past it the one time.
Simona would have been the only one to go over more than once because he did it when he on the way back.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I feel like that would have made a big impression.
Because Riley was out cold whenever he left.
I was not.
Theoretically,
I
would say that would
most
likely
be
be
like a
history
check by DM, maybe.
To see if it is
something
remembered.
By at least parties that
did not do it.
Shit, I'll go on D&D Beyond app right now and roll a fucking history check. I'll see if I can remember it right now.
All right. Follow us with DC.
Oh shit! All right. Oh no. Pose me the exact question you want to have an answer to right now. If you want a DC for something, go ahead, Glord. What's your exact question? Be very specific.
If I remember the plate in the dungeon that we all ran through, that we walked over, like that was vicariously placed so we could just walk over it without having to do a check. I didn't have to use my mage hand. That would have been a very impressionable thing to me. Do I remember? Do I remember? Do I remember the plate? Do I remember how it was set? Do I remember it being placed so we could just walk over it?
I just remember dragging your ass on the floor.
That was. I also remember that. Glord will never forget that. I promise you that.
Neither did Sinan.
All right. The roll then. I'll set the. Do I need to say that? You want me to say the DC right now? You want me to DM you the DC?
He's supposed to roll, tell us what he rolled, and then you tell him if he passes. You don't even get to know the DC. That's how true.
Okay. I was gonna say, I've got you. Go ahead.
Nat 20.
Well, then, yeah, you passed. You remember.
Fucking Australian.
Congratulations.
Fuck yeah. I even have it screenshotted if you want. Like, I'll send it to you.
That's hilarious.
Lord remembers. Lord always remembers.
Seriously.
He's an elephant.
Like, honestly, with the Wanderer background, it makes sense. Honestly, with the Wanderer background, it makes sense. Because they have knowledge of areas. What?
You said it
makes sense.
Did nobody else catch that?
Songs.
Somebody clip it. Clean it. Clip it in the stream. He said it meant sports.
Swear to God. If I did not mean to, but you know. Makes words.
But I mean, in all reality though, there's not really much reason to actually go back to the maze, especially given the knowledge that all of our characters have of the map now, of what we can explore and things that are around our area that we could go to. There's not really much to go back to unless we physically just want to go back and fight the Dean for whatever reason, because the only thing that's left is 5 gold.
No. I mean, I'll be honest. There's always a story element to anything that you want to do as players. Myself within your D&D campaign am always open to being on the fly and making things up as I go, because it didn't make it into the repertoire of what I thought you would do. In fact, a lot of the times, if you're going into the next big thing of what you're doing, I leave it very open-ended in my writing, and I have to go back and delete things that I thought could have happened or would have happened or were the most likely, just because you guys didn't do that. And then we have some variance on where we're going. You guys have stuck pretty much to the narrative I wanted, but there was a few things, for sure. I was like, no, this was, yeah, okay.
Yeah, man overboard or something.
Yeah. You guys siding with Kappa was a scenario I believed in, but I definitely did not foresee the murder of Professor. Oh, I'm sorry, spoilers ahead. Sidon just got murked, but he was a douche anyway. So just,
literally.
Morally, I think you guys were on the right side.
Which I mean, and then still more spoilers ahead. We also do know where a whole nother dragon potentially is located, based off of I want to say our last session when we looked at that map. Do I say we can fight it? No. I definitely don't think we could. I wouldn't attempt it. I would stay very far away from it and watch everyone else try to fight it if they wanted to.
And who knows
if
it's like another Kappa or is it just a complete beast?
Yeah. Which I wonder where Kappa actually went to. That's a that's a question. I wonder where Kappa went to. He just kind of dipped. Ain't seen him since all that happened.
I hear it's mating season for sea serpents.
Maybe that way. He's gonna come back with a few
Later
baby
on.
Kappas.
Later on in the series, you might see that Kappa said when he was leaving, he was like, "Hey, I appreciate the effort. It seems like at least there's some people around that care. Now I want to get back to my adventuring."
Yep.
He said, "I'm trying to get around. This is my home. I come back here. I was worried. You guys help me out. All right, cool." And then he dips. So, you may or may not see Kappa in the future. Just depends on what you're doing, where you're at.
Simona's trying to create a new team if his current team goes down. Balzar. Kappa. Who else can he recruit? It's funny. Another obvious spoiler, but we've already mentioned his name, even with Balzar. Most people take the the NPC that's like the fun little goblin, the cute little ex-animal. Simona just goes for a whole ass middle-aged man to gain him as a teammate and a friend to join the party for no. I mean, didn't have to. Didn't have to at all. Could have left him in the end to suffer the consequences that he most likely would have faced for the shenanigans that happened later on. But no, he's like, nope, you're my friend. You're staying with me now.
I mean, and that makes me wonder. I wonder if something else ever happened to him. If Simona would just become evil at that point, like screw being chaotic evil. That man just goes pure evil.
Balzar didn't even have a character sheet when everything was being done. I had to make it up on the fly. That was he was a tough NPC that have like he had a little bit written about him and it was just basically, hey, here's the innkeep. He's got a family. He wants the study bear. Cool. And I was like, they're not gonna like involve the student too much. No. We can get into all that in the future. We are stuck in this maze. I think we're probably pretty good now that we've gotten through the funny stuff to like skip towards the cliffhanger and then get into the next one.
I'm thinking we could end once we finish the episode. We can end.
Yeah, that's very fair.
The tired spot.
Yep.
Come into sight.
Fight the Wraith.
So you did again.
I mean, we did. I will say we do see Xenon at least get iced once more, maybe even twice more.
and Rally calls it.
Oh, fair enough.
On the spot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what you guys had to fight up there. Tight quarters.
God, that was the most terrible fight I've ever seen in my life. There was no movement in that area whatsoever.
Meanwhile, Xenon and I still frolicking around down here.
Fucking jackasses.
You've got
loot.
You've got the loot goblin, and then you've got Simona who just loves to do whatever he wants to do. Plus, he likes his loot as well. He wasn't able to get some. Once he realized that he could start actually get some down there. He wasn't going to leave anything unexplored. Oh, that's right. We ended up finding another one over here.
You know what's funny? I was like, something we just never tested in that episode was whenever like we were on the opposite side of the wall from them, but like from like where our maze had led us, no one tried to see if we could just holler to the wall and they hear us. Because like they were directly on the other side of the wall.
Yes, but the thing is that would have been more of a metagame thing because neither of us would have known.
I mean, yeah, but with us talking, I mean, even with us just talking, it would have been. I wonder if like you guys would have been able to just like hear us speaking and be like, I wonder where they are.
Here we go.
Everybody is
Oh,
warping.
to answer your question,
right.
there's no way. There's no way you would have been able to hear them. This was a magically darkened area with
beginning
very
of-
big, thick built like concrete walls all the way up, or
like up to the ceiling
stone-based
type
walls.
thing. Okay, so they were up to the
Yeah.
ceiling. There was no like openings for it. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
The maze.
Oh my god.
I mean, wasn't that... Hold on.
Rowdy?
Check.
Yeah.
That
The
loud ass
beginning of the
rally.
maze. You step foot onto that pressure plate in front of you.
No.
So it was
Lord
Lord that
that
reset at that time, but I think we... If I
And
remember correctly,
Xenon
Xenon and I
had been
trying to get a teleport to do what just happened right here. Or we were getting ready to do a teleport.
Yeah, because fucking y'all fucking loot goblin the whole bottom, and we're just like, okay, let's go.
So now we're just clicking the panel so we didn't have to run back. Because need I say it? Reckless abandon.
Here we go.
Everybody is warping.
Except when it
Back
does.
to the beginning of the maze.
Except when it does. It fails a lot. Okay.
Oh my god. Hi guys.
On the wall. They get on the wall.
Yes.
Hi guys. Did you find anything over there?
Evening, gentlemen.
Found plenty.
We found
We're keeping it.
banshees. Ghosts.
Found plenty. We're keeping it.
Keeping it.
I'm immediately going back
like,
to.
All right,
What did you guys find?
Maybe.
Nothing.
Well, since you're being greedy and
I
keeping
just-
all your stuff.
Hey, you're
I
the
just
one that left us.
Yeah, well, you gotta keep this.
I tried to not.
Whoa.
Rally.
I followed them.
Before you get into that room, I need you to roll another dexterity check.
Okay.
This is
Can we follow them?
15.
I would say that with Glord's guidance, since the other two left you behind, you might be able to follow them. You guys don't actually know where all of the other pressure plates are, so.
And this is where I had
Glord
internet
helped you
issues,
through,
and I couldn't hear what was
and give you
going
the
on.
knowledge of where they are.
I
but-
came back last second.
You two otherwise
like,
would not
oh,
have knowledge of where the pressure plates are.
Hey, Lord. These two are kind of sucking right now. Want to help us out?
Where are we going?
Lead the way.
First you take...
Hey, Lord. How about this? How about this?
That's how you first started taking us down the path we just came.
Yeah. I fucking, like I said, I lost internet and I couldn't hear everything, so I came back and it was just like, all right.
Yeah, that was a comical moment, though. Because both of us were like, but why would you take us to the place we were going this whole time?
Yeah.
I mean, I thought you guys just needed help. You're just like, help us.
It was very Lord-like.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
How about this? You guide us, and I'll let you pay back right on me.
You got any things to like heal me? Because I got hit pretty hard earlier, and
I actually
do.
I grab out one of my potions that I got and then hand it over to him.
oh my gosh, thank you.
50 gold pieces a piece, man.
Okay, cool. So please
I
guide
drink
us
it.
the way,
I drink
Lord.
it.
All right.
I drink.
Oh, you're going to go ahead?
Please guide us. Please guide us. We've asked you to guide us. Guide us.
Take your potion?
Drinks the potion.
Yeah.
All right, roll for that.
What is it?
Add it to your inventory, and then you can just click to use it, and it'll roll for you.
Inventory.
Another mishap for me not understanding the how D&D Beyond worked here. I thought that there was a use of the potion where it automatically affected you. That was not the case.
Yeah.
Use option.
There was a what?
There's not a use option for it.
Oh.
You just have to pull it off inventory.
I thought there was.
Oh. 2d4 plus 2.
Yep.
Okay.
1, 2. I get 9.
The Lord's feeling a lot better.
I remember hearing later on, in the sessions.
Yeah.
There's different types of healing potions. Like there was one of greater healing and all that stuff that we can find.
Yep. Yeah,
I'm assuming that means they just heal you more than what a base one would heal you.
Yeah, but they're way more expensive.
Oh yeah.
Like it's ridiculous that
regular healing
is way more expensive than you think.
Dude, it's 50 gold. There's no fucking reason that it should be 50 fucking gold.
I mean, it's literally something that sustains your life, so I don't know.
No, it's not a life potion. That's fucking different. That's
I
just
didn't say it's a life
potion.
potion. It sustains your life.
I know. I know. And even anyway, a life potion would only give you so many years. Come on, man.
Yeah, healing obviously being able to heal on the spot like that though is huge. So I do get why it's such an expensive piece of D&D items. Especially when you're supposed to balance it out with the healer. And the best healer we got at the moment is Aurelian.
MIA this session.
Yeah, exactly. And to be fair, paladin healing because she's a paladin, right?
Yep. I want to say she is.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's like their healing is not the best healing. Obviously, clerics will have your best heals. Especially if they go life domain.
Yeah, with life clerics probably would be your best bet for healers.
Wizards definitely obviously get access to healing spells. But I think probably after clerics best could end up being bard for heals.
Do healing if you have a healing spell, do they fail? Are there times that they can fail, or is it just something that you just do it?
No, it's always just a done deal.
Okay, so then that's where your traditional healing spell trumps my ability to, because I have an ability where I can heal myself, but mine can fail.
Healing is a done deal, but the healing also is relative to a roll.
Yeah.
So it can go really nice and really high, and you can get a lot off of something, or even in a case where you could heal for example, 30 health, you might only end up healing 7 health.
Exactly.
Yeah, mine can just flat out fail.
Chance.
If I don't roll high enough on a dex save or a dex check, mine can physically just fail. I don't get nothing out of it.
For your special ability, yeah?
Yeah, that thing would be the only type of healing ability that me as a rogue would be able to get in the first place.
Yeah.
So I'm grateful to have it as it is.
But also in theory, because of that special ability, there's a technical point to where you could heal almost infinite amount of health points. As long as you have enough of the required item, of course.
Yeah, because
that's where it balances.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what my thing does anyways, is basically I sacrifice one item, and whatever that worth of that item is, I get back in health. but I can't exceed my max health. If the item is worth more than my max health, I only get to go to my max health.
Yep. So and while we're kind of on the subject of rolls, one thing that a lot of people don't understand when it comes to D&D and RPGs in general. When you get a critical hit for D&D, it's a natural 20. You don't double the damage. The reason why is because, and quite frankly, no critical hit in any RPG is double damage. It's always a percentage of a certain amount of damage. I'm sure there are a couple RPGs that are actual double damage. I would bet I'm wrong on what I just said there, but most RPGs they actually go off a percentage. That's obviously they don't physically show you what it would do.
Yep.
So like that's why in D&D instead of you get double dice instead. But the cool thing about that is let's say you roll your crit or you hit a crit and you roll a d6 for your damage.
I was just like, didn't that depend on what edition? Because I thought earlier editions.
I think some earlier ones did double it. But here's why I like the 5e crit rule best. Because let's say you roll a 1 on your critical hit. That means you only end up doing 2 damage.
Yeah.
But now that you have 2 dice to roll with, you have a chance to roll. You roll that 1 on the first die, but then you can roll a 6 on the others, and now you've done far more damage than you would have done.
Yeah.
Because it comes down to, you got your critical hit percentage, and then you got your critical hit damage percentage.
Yeah.
Like
okay, so you still have that chance though to do double damage. Say you're rolling 2 dice for it and sit. So like
you could do double damage, or you could do more than double.
Yeah. I'm assuming because that counts your modifier with it as well. So if you have a +4 on say 2d6s and you roll 2d6s, you're doing math, where to go? 18 damage instead of 16 damage instead of 12.
Yep. Yeah, because you only add your modifier to 1 die, not both.
Unfortunate.
Which answered my question, because I'm going to ask, what are we playing in 5e? And that answered my question.
Yeah.
I assumed we were, but it was a question I didn't ask, and I didn't even know what 5e was until about 2-3 months ago.
And I will say, like, they just released, I don't even remember what they're calling it right now. The 2024 edition rules.
Is it 5.5?
Probably. But for the most part, we will be keeping most of the 5e rules. Or as they're called now, legacy rules.
Yep.
Specifically because a lot of, like, the exhaustion rules especially, I personally, I think they're kind of crappy. Because how it goes on the exhaustion rules is each level of exhaustion is just -2 extra onto your any d20 roll. So like you roll to attack on one level of exhaustion. You roll an 18, it's actually a 16. 2 levels of exhaustion, that 18 would now be a 14, and then so on. And you gain an extra 5 feet of slowness. So it's like, but the way they do it for true exhaustion on Legacy is level 1 is disability on or not disadvantage on ability checks. Just ability checks. Level 2 is it stacks that with I think it's half movement, if I remember right.
I'll look it up in 2 seconds.
Yeah, I don't have it up actively. And then you go all the way to level 5. I know you have 0 movement speed. and then level 6, you die. The only one that stayed the same for the new legacy rules is level 6 where you die.
Just die.
And that's where, like, obviously there's more than not sleeping that can give you exhaustion levels. Like Mr. Demonic, who's playing Azrak in our Gods Among Us campaign. Because of a failure he got in a certain scenario, the next 7 days, and he's only gone through one of long rests. So he's got 6 left after this. I have to roll a D3, and he gets that many levels of exhaustion if he fails a certain save overnight.
So first level is disadvantage on ability checks. Second is speed half. Third is disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws. 4 is hit point max half. 5 is speed reduced to 0, and 6 is death.
Yeah. And all those stacks. So you have your level, whatever happens at level 1, you have that at level 2 as well.
Yep.
And so on. And I think that versus the legacy is just so much better. My opinion still.
Yeah.
Him getting exhaustion, is that something that like happened like recently? Because I haven't watched the most recent episode, so
it was the very last episode.
I'm going to watch it to find out what caused that. Because I ain't up to date on the Gods Among Us campaign. I didn't get to watch the last episode. I had it pulled up in the background, but I was doing something else in the process while it was going on.
But yeah, like I know I got off the subject of the critical hit thing, but that's again, that's why I like the current rule set as much. Yeah, I know something like technically, in perspective, characters are technically weaker in 5e than they were back in 3.5.
Yeah.
But
like
again, it also depends on how you role play it.
Yeah, but I played a lot in 3.5, and just the abilities and different builds that they had, honestly, in my opinion, were way more powerful.
More powerful, but
like there was
weren't as sensible either. I would say.
I mean, they had a lot of backstory. Like, as long as you had a good backstory and had reason behind it, like, they made sense. Like, the Pathfinder Chronicler was like a super bard. That's one that I played that I thought was, like, really, really interesting and fun.
Right. But what I mean basically is, like, that's kind of where D&D had a problem, too, in somewhat, is that it was always about the power and kind of less about the roleplay aspect. That's another thing that 5e brings out is giving more reasons to roleplay certain scenarios.
Yeah.
Instead of just overpowering your situation with whatever abilities.
No, yeah, I fully agree with that. I feel like D&D overall, in my opinion, is a culmination of actual role play of the character that you want to be.
I will say,
then method thinking on how to use those roles. And it's you can't punish creative thought, and most of the time in D&D. You can, don't get me wrong. When I say you can't, you can, and you should, and you will if you're a DM.
I was just
most of the time you shouldn't actively
if it makes sense.
Yeah, you should not actively attempt to stifle creative flow in a D&D session. No matter what your story is, if it fits with what's going on, if it is a part of the story you've already created in some way, even if it's outside of your thinking, guess what? That's now the narrative. You have to, as a DM, be able to adapt to that. If not, then you're just a shit DM. you only know how to do one thing, and that's just tell a pre-written story. And then, honestly, you should probably just write a book.
I mean,
That's it.
I personally have only
Write
ever played
yourself a book.
homebrewed games. Like I've never really gone through a full game of D&D with a book per se. Everything that I've had is all like homebrew, all like very methodically thought out, world built. So I
That's
mean,
what
it just
D&D is
depends on
for.
the I
Should
know,
be.
but like it just depends on the person. Like I get what you're saying, but like there are plenty of creative.
I mean, I kind of had like the more overpowered a player is, the harder, or like even a party in general. If you have a party full of overpowered people, that makes it 10 times harder to make like challenging encounters to go against without them just running through it.
Well, 3.5 honestly had a pretty good challenge rating system. I'm not gonna lie.
It did. It did.
Like you could
It's
100%. Yeah, you could
It's
100%
nostalgia, though.
roll through it. Yeah, but you could also say the same thing about second edition. Like they had their each in their own rights between each edition.
5e makes more sense. It does. We don't have to, this can be a podcast thing, but 5e makes more sense. I'll be honest. I love 3.5. I was born in it. I was raised in it. 5e makes more sense.
Sprague, I sent that to you.
The
The
biggest thing too, like with
the
the whole
whole
5e thing is also you know, it's one of the it's the most the best one for people to learn D&D. Like this is the one that has brought more people to D&D than any of the others ever did. I'm not saying there wasn't a lot. Like D&D's always been big. It really has.
I mean, you also got to think during the time we have D&D movies now, they're TV shows. It's a lot more popular than it was.
Yeah, but 5e, 5th edition has been out since 2014.
That's what I'm saying.
And like there was none of those movies back then. It's 5e that let it grow to be able to get those movies. I honestly like truly think if it never went to 5e, not enough people will come interested into D&D. D&D movies do not happen.
You don't think?
The last D&D movie was kind of a flop.
It was not great, but it is pretty popular.
I watched it in the movie theater. It was okay.
Yeah, I mean, I liked it. It is good for what it is, but obviously, like it's impossible to catch true D&D unless you're literally doing a movie of somebody narrating people over and DMing them. Like I have so many ideas for that movie that could have been better. But that's another story.
I have seen like TV shows based off D&D that were good. Like Critical Role has a TV series based off of their campaigns they run, like Vox Machina, stuff like that. But they made it work.
And you've got, Stranger Things did touched on D&D. Like SpongeBob actually touches on D&D in one episode, if I remember correctly. There's so many different things that do touch D&D. And yes, I would say for the most, like there are some pieces of it that come from before 2014, before 5th edition. Although actually, when did Stranger Things release?
I'll give me 2 seconds.
2018 or 2016, I can't remember.
2016.
Yeah.
Let's see. Could have looked at the date.
Do.
No, it gave me a completely different answer. What the heck?
Sixth episode of season 4. SpongeBob.
It's not that big of an important, obviously. but like most of that's where a lot of the influence from D&D has come from is 5e. As far as its world, bigger now, I should say. Like it has brought in people. There's what people that would be considered a jock that have become lovers of D&D. That I think could say that anything before D&D, obviously there's the fourth edition nobody talks of. No.
But like
the unspeakable.
It's 3.5 and 5th edition. What are you talking about?
We don't speak of these ages.
I
don't know what you're talking about. I've never heard of this.
Yeah, seriously. What this weird guy think that there's a 4th edition?
I mean, I don't know what this would be classified as, but like the first thing I ever seen when it was like D&D related, it was based off of something they were calling Masked, which is based off a bunch of like comic book series of like superheroes and stuff like that. So that's where it was just kind of based around. And I thought it was pretty cool. It had its own like type of system. Like you wasn't really going around doing dungeons and all that stuff, but like it was still the same premise of storytelling with your party of people that are there, and you kind of just did what you did. There was still the big bad that you had to go through and fight, but I mean, outside of that, your entire goal, like, you wasn't looting and all that stuff. You just told your life the way it was. You didn't have to roll. I mean, you did roll for certain things, but like you wasn't sitting here rolling for damage. You just did what you did, and then the DM told you what you did.
That's 2nd edition, man.
Mm-hmm.
Where
we're almost finished-ish with the video.
Yeah. We definitely got on a little sidetrack there.
Yeah.
Back to the video.
Say what? Why'd your voice go so deep?
No way.
No.
What are you talking about? I'm crazy.
Was that? Did you give him drugs?
You can't go past that. That room is that the corridor you just tried to go through has a door. Yeah.
And I didn't even say they were pushing the button again.
The URL's corridor was the one that was shut. So the top corridor has stayed open the whole time.
I thought it reset when
when you guys are warped, the doors don't reset. They just either one or the other is open.
Alright. I click the button. Say sorry, guys.
If there's a memory one,
I curse.
doors will both close.
I use
the binding.
Curse of the binding on Glord.
Oh, my bad.
You're using your blood.
Wait, what?
You're using your blood binding on Glord?
Yeah.
What the hell? What
I
are you
use blood
doing?
binding on Glord.
Make a.
What the hell?
Make a.
What?
Wait, is it a? Hold on. I think it's a string.
That's how Glord is acting right now.
It's a string. D12.
Yeah, make a strength saving throw.
Literally.
I'm just like,
and someone in the background.
What are you doing?
9.
Glord, you are.
Dude, what the actual fuck?
I'm staying confused, but very mesmerized.
Reacted.
Excuse me, you just asked me for help.
Blood. And yes, and you decided to push that button. I used blood melodic.
Yeah, I didn't know. I thought you meant like help you with your way.
No, we wanted help with where you've been going. So why would we?
My bad. My bad. I didn't know if you said more. I just asked. God, you fucking.
Glord's just like, what is happening? Why?
No. You're doing what you're doing. I'm just...
Okay.
Zenon, can you carry him for now?
Yeah.
Kinda stuck.
Always something with Lord. I swear.
I mean, you
he
can't move.
blood curse
You
of
don't move. You
binding me,
just
and they
fucking
expect
carry
me to
you.
walk. This
Man,
is
it's blood
fucking
curse the
brutal.
binding.
Right.
Yeah, then.
But Lord's supposed to be showing you
Yeah, he
guys
gets
the
blood
way,
curse of binding.
so you're still clueless as to where traps are unless Lord's pointing them out for you.
No.
Spoilers, he
I
almost gets drowned.
just pull him up in the air in front of me and just rub the floor against the floor.
Oh my god.
There's a
fucking
trap
rub blood
right-
against
Oh
floor,
my
you
God.
bastard.
Just
That's where
dragging
I
Lord
first
along.
broke character. That's where I first broke character because I was like, oh my god.
This dumbass.
I mean, how's
Literally.
Fucking this was.
Zenon just has a knack for blood curse of binding people.
Excuse me, Terry? Do you actually want help? No. Y'all can have fun with it.
We
Just
jump.
as bad as everybody else.
You jump
We
with
jump.
Lord.
Yeah. What do I do?
Tell him the way, Glory.
I apologize.
Glord is like
And what else is he gonna do? He was literally you were gonna let him fucking just slam
Nope.
me
Just
into
for
these
him,
goddamn
Lord.
traps.
once again, you've said I let him do something. There was no power I had. I couldn't stop him from making you not move anymore. Once you're stuck, you're stuck. I didn't know he was gonna do that.
That was so wild. Glord was just like, what is happening? Why?
And this was the spark of blood binding everybody.
Literally.
That was indeed the first spark.
You don't
Lord, I'm gonna go.
Thought I heard somebody saying something.
Simona, you apologize there? You fucking
Lord?
kidding me?
I didn't do anything.
Lord,
Let this happen.
help me or I will run in with reckless abandon.
Fine.
And he's on top, so you both suffer.
Fine. I show him where the traps are. I just point like.
All right.
Okay.
No.
Okay. You see the red die at the very left-hand corner of the screen? Click on that
Yeah.
and click completely another pressure plate.
Reckless abandon?
More reckless abandon.
Best.
That's why I even
like side
I was
panel
just
thing.
that's why I sighed. Just
Here he goes again.
literally.
I'm sorry. You can come out of the
You're
wall.
into this room.
Well, you run into a door right in front of you that is requiring of a key.
How
Simona.
many silver
And then
pieces?
Rally,
How
go
many
ahead and
silver
roll
pieces?
2 silver pieces. Rally, go ahead and roll investigation.
18.
18. On this cart,
Oh, that
There's
We
first of
yeah, we loot and then we loot and then we go in through hallways and passageways.
we loot and we reckless abandon until we get through the maze.
Yeah, and then we end up in
I
this
mean,
room.
You know, to be fair, no one else knows that you guys stole that money. You just gave people money. You're like, here you go.
Yeah, that is stolen money from a dungeon of the late.
Yeah, yeah. We didn't know that. Like nobody else knows that besides you two.
Yeah.
Like Glord came to say, "I'm sorry. I hope you're good." And then he was just like, "Thanks, Glord. Here's some gold."
Yeah, here's 125 gold. Don't ask where we got it from.
He didn't even say that. He was just Glord was just enamored by like he was just like, "This is what? This
is a lot.
Like, thank you.
Yeah, I was like, I had a bag of 5 gold and a bag of 500 gold. Which one do I sacrifice?
The 5 gold, and this is why we can never go back, because if we go back, the fucking image of your mother is gonna fucking murder us.
I just want to go back to.
He probably didn't even look in the chest. She's just a spectral image. She probably couldn't even look or something.
I mean, what good it is? What good it is for her? She won't use the gold. She doesn't go out.
No,
she can't eat.
No, but it's a whole thing to, like, she's the protector of all this stuff. Like, she would know if you took, like...
The thing, the bag is, like, sentimental for her, so what?
Of course, we're talking about that. That doesn't even happen until the
next episode.
We don't.
Oh, is it? Oh, my bad.
I just realized that. Because this is the first room. We got the 500 in the second next room.
Damn it.
Gordon, you're first up in turn order if you'd like to make a move.
Short battle with very depressing misses from Simona because his heart wasn't into it. In reality, it was just because the dice were rolling very poorly for him at that moment. But
such a wild.
Riley got one-shotted.
Yeah.
But you ran up to her.
I didn't think an ice knife was going to take all my health in one hit.
And then me and Dresden double team the spectral image, and you came in with the last blast.
Crazy enough.
The one hit that I get, I think I only got that one hit too, and it's the one that takes her out.
It was the it was the only hit that you landed.
Yeah, I call it like I said. It was Simona just being really depressed. because he just lost his mom, and now he's staring at her ghostly image.
And then we get money and the key for the next room.
Like he had just started forgetting about the whole, or not forgetting, but feeling better about the whole scenario. And it's like, oh, here's a reminder for you.
Oh yeah, that mother figure? Yeah, here you go. She's dead.
Oh, but she's back. She's just a ghost. Oh, she's dead again.
So many times. Got to see
you killed her this time.
There was 3 opportunities for me to have to kill my own mother. Or 2 opportunities.
Well,
2 opportunities, but 3 to see her die.
Yeah.
Love the fact on my last death saving throw right there, I got a fucking nat 20.
He said, I will not die.
I'm surprised we're still alive after, 7 episodes in?
Honestly,
it's been crazy.
I don't want to count myself lucky too much further in for this current predicament we're sitting in. But
he said, I can't.
Everyone watching on YouTube, I apologize.
Oh no.
If I've had any double talking.
I'm in a shitty situation right now.
To switch my mics.
I'll put myself there, but I'm in a shitty situation right now.
I just had to apologize to our YouTube. I think there's been a lot of double talking coming from me tonight.
No, that's fine.
Because I keep forgetting to shut off one of my mics.
Oh, from OBS.
Yep.
Oh god. So there's been 2 Simonas.
There's been 2 Simonas all night. Which
oh no.
Isn't that far off from the truth. But I guess you guys will have to find out about that if you watch the episodes. But I do think that's where we can call it a night.
Yeah.
Check out the Patreon.
Be sure to like and subscribe. I know this wasn't our normal D&D stuff. We'll be back on that soon. Gods Among Us next Sunday. Hopefully Mizu coming back around the Saturday after that. See you guys.
Everybody can thank Elena. You know?
Say what?
So you
I literally.
Helena.
You still cut out, bro.
Oh my. The hurricane.
Oh, the hurricane.
This is the issue.
Yeah, stay safe from the hurricane.
Do not allow it to affect you.
Do not allow it.
Do not allow it to affect you.
And definitely be
Yeah.
sure to check out our Patreon. I know
Yeah,
I
please
mentioned that a couple times.
Please subscribe.
Because our
Post
Patreon has some
notifications.
cool bonus features that you can give our players. On all the way down to our bottom tier. And I will say for those that are here, if you guys subscribe to it, then you're allowed to give it. Currently, the rule is. Actually, I'm going to end stream before I continue explaining this. Have a good night, everybody. Goodbye.